And welcome, everybody. Good to have you with us. We're live worldwide on the Jim Masters Show live. Hope you're having a good day. It was good to see everybody earlier. We did a teaser promo at around 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, live on YouTube at Jim Masters TV and on Facebook at Jim Masters TV. Just popped on and teased the phenomenal guest that we have on tonight's show, Hollywood veteran actor Larry Henkin, as well as writer and director and producer and so much more. There isn't probably a production on earth, maybe Aesop's Fables, that would be about it, that you haven't seen Larry Henkin in. Everything from Escape from Alcatraz to Home Alone to Seinfeld and Home Improvement and Friends and on and on and on. He's one of those brilliant character actors that just knows how to get it done. And he's so passionate. He's so enthusiastic. Of course, Breaking Bad as well. And the Breaking Bad movie, El Camino on Netflix. He's done it all. He does it all. He's really, really a cool guy. We were just having a terrific conversation moments ago, literally about life. I wish you could have heard it, but really cool stuff. He's originally from New York, from Far Rockaway, and I'm from Long Island, a little bit further east in New York. So you have two transplanted New Yorkers here on air, and that's really cool. That adds a certain dimension to it. He's out in California. We're along the southern New England coast, and we welcome you from around the world. We know we have an audience of incredible viewers, and it continues to grow by leaps and bounds. 16 weeks as of this week, we've been doing this broadcast. And as many of you know, I'm a television and radio host, journalist, actor, writer, producer, stage MC, voiceover artist, and narrator, and been doing this work for a long time. So we created this show 16 weeks ago, sort of out of my television work here at the home studio. It's really cool. We built the home studio here. We've been doing upgrades and fine tuning and everything in this new world of ours. And it's been so fantastic to have so many of you from around the world watching and sharing the links and telling everybody about this entertainment lifestyle talk show series. Again, sort of patterned after the television shows. It's not a podcast. It's actually like the style of a television show. Carson, Cavett, Mike Douglas, Mark Griffin, maybe a little Dick Clark, throw in some Ryan Seacrest, modern sensibilities of today with some of that old school conversational feeling of the way talk shows used to be as well, with a lot of fun segments, elements, and every show is something different. So it's an awesome day to have you here. Wherever you're watching around the world, we have viewers all across the United States and Canada, Europe, Asia, Africa. It's really amazing. Viewers in New Zealand, viewers in Australia, Spain, Ireland, England, Holland, Canada. It's fantastic. Japan. It's amazing. So we always toast to everybody. We toast all of our viewers from around the world. So we toast you and you and you and you. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are around the world. Sip, sip. That tastes really good. We'll have more of that later. Hope you guys are doing well today. Again, it was so cool to see everybody with a little preview that we did earlier. George Burns is here. We have a cast of characters that we show all the time. George is here, and George says hello. He greets all of you. He's been a part of our show. I think a few weeks in, we did a nostalgic week, and we brought out George. This was my Aunt Lillian's. Got passed down to my cousin Barbara. Barbara gave it to me. This is the commemorative George Burns doll that came out actually on his 100th birthday, and my aunt was a doll collector. So there's George, and George is looking at you. Everybody looking really good, right, George? We've got a terrific audience of lovities. That's what we call them here. The show is about light, love, and levity, inspiration, good, positive vibes, or levity, as everybody calls it. So George is here. Another friend is here. Jeannie in the I, Jimmy Jeannie bottle. Yeah, she's here. She's inside, and she says hello. Can you see her blinking? She's in there. She's in there. She greets everybody as well. And then, of course, if I don't show these cast of characters, this was ad hoc. I mean, I just threw these on one day, and everybody's like, keep them on the show. Where are they? You miss them if I don't have them. So there's Silver. Hi-oh, Silver. Silver is the lab we got in Europe when I was on a TV shoot, and comes from Switzerland. So he keeps an eye on the place, makes sure everything is going well here at the home studio. And we're happy that Silver is here. And we've got another one. I got to be an octopus. I need more arms. Jimmy is here. Yeah, you got to have Jimmy here, right? Jimmy's a part of the show. He was a childhood toy, actually, and he's preserved quite well. Well made of porcelain. So Jimmy says hello to everybody. He sees everybody. He greets all of you as well. And we have one more cast of characters. Now, this one is really extra special. They all are. You all are, okay? You all are. But this one comes direct from Dreama Denver, the wife of actor Bob Denver. Dreama was a guest on our show just a couple weeks ago. And if you want to see that episode and any of the episodes of our entertainment lifestyle talk show series, all you have to do is go to YouTube at Jim Masters TV, and 16 weeks of shows are there for the viewing, for the watching, for the taking, for the liking, for the enjoying. This is really special. Dreama was on the show. She saw George, Jeannie, Silver, and Jimmy. She goes, you know what? You know what you're missing, Jim? I said, what's that, Dreama? She says, you're missing a Gilligan doll. I said, a Gilligan doll? And she said, yeah. She said, would you mind if I send you a Gilligan doll so you can add it to your cast of characters? I said, absolutely. So last week, a package came. We opened up that package from lovely Dreama Denver from her beautiful home in West Virginia, wife of Bob Denver. She's also an actor and producer as well. She owns a radio station in West Virginia. And she sent Gilligan, the Gilligan bobblehead doll. Aloha, Dreama Denver. There it is. The Bob Denver Gilligan doll from Dreama Denver. That's a beautiful thing, a wonderful, kind gesture, and a real cool addition to our TV show here, our Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. Isn't that cool to have Gilligan joining us as well? So he's a welcome part of our cast of characters here, and we love Dreama for sending Gilligan along, and we love all of you watching as well. We'll say a quick hello, and then we have to welcome our guest because he's just so amazing. We don't want to keep him waiting. He's on a tight schedule as well. He has a big conference he has to attend around 8:30 p.m. our time, so he'll be with us in just a second. Just want to say a quick hello. We've got some viewers from all around the world. Hi, Jim and everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Looking forward to an epic interview. Good to see you in Connecticut, Crystal. Anne, who's in Southern California. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful day. You too, Anne. Nice to see you in California. Good evening from Cleveland, Ohio. Kathy Short, thanks for joining us again. We appreciate that. Also in Ohio, Christopher Joseph. Good to see you too, Christopher. Thanks for joining us. Avril Britton is watching in United Kingdom. We love having you here, Avril, there. Hi, Jim. Good day to you. Sending you lovely all the way from Hampshire, United Kingdom. Love the show, Jim. Thanks. We appreciate that, Avril. That's really cool to hear. Keep telling all your friends there in the United Kingdom about our show. I know it's late for you guys. It's like midnight there, but hey, the fact that you're up with us at midnight and you want to be here live, even though you can see it in the archives, I think it's very, very cool. Thanks, Avril. We appreciate that. And Dante CD is here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lovety Hall, where everyone is Lovety. Hi, Mr. Lovety. Thanks, Dante CD in San Diego. Linda Odell in Florida. Good evening, Mr. Lovety. Good evening, Loveties. It's nice to see you once again. You were on our 4 p.m. promo teaser show that we did, which was great. Crystal says, I love your hair and your jacket. Really? Let's see. How much do you want for them? Thank God. I'm glad I have a hair. Or I'm glad I have hair and the jacket. The hair I'm most happy about. That's in the genes. I take no responsibility. Hello, here I am again. We miss you, and it's good to have you with us. This is Willie, who watches in the Netherlands, where it's 1 a.m. She would have to be under the weather to miss a show. She's here. So here's her Dutch tulips that we got on a TV shoot for Willie. She's not been feeling well, I think. So she watches in Holland every night. I think it's like 75 shows in a row, which is unbelievable. Thanks, Willie, and I hope you're feeling better. I know you've been under the weather. And thanks for watching us at 1 a.m. live right now in Holland. Everybody saying hello. Oh, Scream Queen Army is here. Chris in Northern Ireland, in Cumber, around Belfast there. Good to see you as well, Chris. Thanks for joining us. Christine Clifton in North Carolina. Hello, Jim and Loveties. You're watching on the YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, gang. I'd love that. And click the notification bell because we put all kinds of content on there. This series is on there, but a lot of new stuff's going on there as well. Renee in Iowa is watching. Good to see you, Renee. Looking handsome, Mr. Lovely. Love your hair. Miss your hat. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Linda Mary Bishop is here. Hello, everyone. Good to see you, Mary. Ernestine Webb is here. North Carolina. Love it. You look nice, Jim. Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Renee, or Renee. We have Renee and we have Renee. Renee is in New York City. She's in what she calls the Midlands of Flushing, Queens, New York. One of our viewers is Eileen Barker from Australia, and she said she lives in the Midlands of Perth, Eastern Perth in Western Australia. So Renee Katz saw that. She says, well, I live in the Midlands of Flushing. So that's the running joke ever since. Good to see everybody. Hello to Renee and to Renee. Julie Wolf, good to see you. Good to see you. You joined us when Ryan Kelly was on, my fantastic buddy Ryan. We got Neil next weekend too. Good to see you, Julie. You were amazing with all those comments. We welcome you. Willie has tulips here. We got all kinds of cool people here watching. And you are tuning in from Calgary, Canada. Calgary, fantastic, fantastic. Wasn't Wayne Gretzky from Calgary? I thought Wayne Gretzky, the fantastic hockey player, was I know it's Canada, but I thought it was Calgary. Hey, everyone, check out videos. Absolutely, Christopher. Yeah, you're here. Good to see you, Jennifer Barry. Thank you very much. Jen is now Zen. It's great to see this audience from all around the world. Fantastic, fantastic. The self-appointed king of horror has entered Levity Hall to spread the love. That is you, Screen Queen Army, Chris in Northern Ireland. Good stuff, good stuff. Lots of great, beautiful comments here. We're going to go right to our guest right now. Thanks, everybody, for joining us here on the show. We really appreciate it. So many more comments. Really, really cool. Good stuff. Welcome, everybody. As you see on the screen there, we have an illustrious guest. Really cool guy. What I like about him is he's authentic. I mean, he's in the thick of Hollywood. He's been in it for all these years, and it hasn't changed the essence of who he is. He's still Larry Hankin. He's Larry Hankin on the street. He's Larry Hankin in the supermarket. He's Larry Hankin on set. He's Larry Hankin on your TV screen and your movie screen. He's just a really cool guy. And if we're going to talk about his career, but some of the amazing things that he has been in and continues to be in, of course, this is Escape from Alcatraz, with Clint Eastwood, another fantastic one. Breaking Bad, of course. I mean, look at some of these incredible productions that he's been in. He's also an author as well. We're going to talk about his incredible book, The Loopholes Dossier. Friends, do you remember Mr. Heckles in Friends? That was a fantastic character. Seinfeld as well. He was in Seinfeld, Sally's Diner, Armed and Dangerous, bringing back some memories for you, right? And he's in current productions and so much more. The Alphabet Killer, really cool stuff. Here's another from Escape from Alcatraz. That's a really cool shot. Of course, Breaking Bad, another from Friends, just on and on and on. If you look at his IMDb and you just Google him, you know he's been in so many productions and some really cool ones too. Home Improvement. Remember, he was on Home Improvement as well. And of course, El Camino, the Breaking Bad movie, on Netflix as well. Barry, the series, that ongoing series as well. Another shot from Friends. And of course, one of the fantastic events, Netflix events, and so much more. So many cool shots of our fantastic guest. He's a Hollywood legend. He really, really is. He won't tell you that, but we sure will. He's truly a guy that's just absolutely amazing. Let me tell you a little bit about him. He grew up in New York City, Far Rockaway, born August 31st, American character actor, performer, director, comedian, and producer. He is known for his major film roles in Escape from Alcatraz, Running Scared, Billy Madison. He had roles as well in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Home Alone, of course, Mr. Heckles and Friends, Joe in Breaking Bad as well. And he was in Viva Max in '69, known for his TV roles, of course, in Breaking Bad, Matlock, Friends, Seinfeld, and Seinfeld as Tom Pepper, as well as for his major role in Escape from Alcatraz in 1979 with Clint Eastwood. He also acted in How Sweet It Is in 1968 with Debbie Reynolds and James Garner, and the Adam Sandler movie, Billy Madison, that was in 95. He had a cameo appearance in 3 John Hughes films, Plane, Trains, and Automobiles, She's Having a Baby, and Home Alone. He also made brief appearances in Pretty Woman as the landlord in 1990. You may remember that. He was also in Loose Shoes in 1980, The Sure Thing in 85, Running Scared in 86. He's also appeared on Married with Children, as well as on one of the Halloween specials of Home Improvement. He's also appeared in 3 episodes of Star Trek Voyager as Gaunt Gary and 1 episode of Star Trek The Next Generation. And Curtis Armstrong played the hippie entrepreneurs who purchased By the Book, the bookstore where the character works on Ellen. That's right, on Seinfeld. Larry portrayed Tom Pepper, the actor cast as Kramer in the pilot within a TV show, Jerry. He portrayed a homeless man in season 5 of Malcolm in the Middle. Love that show. Bryan Cranston was terrific as well. He then appeared again with Bryan Cranston in season 3 and 5 of Breaking Bad as junkyard owner Old Joe. He reprised his role from Breaking Bad in the Netflix sequel film El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. I'm sure you guys know all of this and so much more. He also appeared in the episode of The Bums versus the Reds of the situation comedy, The San Pedro Beach Bums. He played Mickey the bartender in WKRP in Cincinnati. That's right. He made an appearance on the Dr. Joyce Brothers, Vicky Von Vicky. He was the dog catcher that tries to take Sandy in Annie. He was in the short film Solly's Diner. We saw a picture of that. And the film's producers nomination came for the Academy Award for Best Live Action Short Film. Founding member of the improvisation group, the committee, in 1963, and located an indoor bocce ball court in San Francisco's North Beach district, and so much more. He appeared in Janet Jackson's music video for the 1986 hit single, What Have You Done For Me Lately? He was the cook and waiter. He recently portrayed a depressed hitman in the HBO series Barry, and he's been doing work with the online comedy group Magic Hugs, and he's appeared in a number of their sketches, as well as the series Baby Mentalist for Channel 101. That's just the short list, folks. He's done it all. He does it all. And he really, really is a true legend. And it's an honor to have him here on the show, on the Jim Masters Show, for this exclusive interview, live and direct from his beautiful palace, overlooking the ocean in Morocco. Maybe. Larry Hankin. Larry, welcome to the show. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. There's no way I can follow that.
How you doing, Works?
So good night. Thank you very much. I was really great. Thank you. I loved hearing it. I love the show. It's really.
Did you enjoy the cheese dip? So how have you been, sir? And how have you been surviving 2020?
Well, I've been sequestered. This is one of the few times where I don't wear a mask. I live in a city where everybody looks like a thief.
Yeah,
like they're going to rob you. It's crazy.
It's the only place you go to the store with a mask and everybody's fine.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, they holler at you if you don't have a mask on.
You don't have the mask on. Exactly. So it's been an adjustment, hasn't it? Because as far as production, like I know there's TV shoots that I'm supposed to be on in Ireland, San Antonio, Florida, all on hold right now.
Yeah.
So how about you? I mean, you're in the thick of it there where a lot of production would be happening. Have you been doing creative stuff from home? Have you been able to go on set? How's it working for you, Larry?
Well, I've been using I was writing a screenplay, which I finished, but I was writing a screenplay about a month before the COVID thing hit, So I was sequestered in my house, writing my apartment, writing a screenplay. So when I write a screenplay, I shut everything else out. I just got to concentrate, So I was in my house for about, my apartment. I don't know why I say a house.
Your house overlooking the ocean in Morocco.
Yeah, right. So I was overlooking the ocean in Morocco, writing for about 8 hours a day, and then my friends started to stop calling me because he's writing, he wants. And then the COVID hit and everybody had to be quarantined in place. So I didn't notice COVID for months because I just kept on typing. I mean, it takes a long time to write a script, as you probably know.
Yes.
So And then when I finally finished it, actually, I didn't stop. I finished it about, I think, 4 days ago, actually.
Did you?
So I have been out of it, or as I like to say, using the time well, being sequestered. But I was totally not. And then when I started to go out, for some human contact, it was all gone. I mean, I had to wear a mask, and the beaches are bare now. Certain days you can't even go on the beach. You can't even take your bike out here. It's really weird. I live in Santa Monica. So it's kind of weird for me. I have had so much time in non-human contact for art's sake. And then when I got rid of the art, there was non-human contact. So it's really, if I corner you, somewhere I'm 6 feet away, I'll talk your ear off. Just for the contact. I started noticing that about myself.
Exactly. Well, the only place that doesn't seem to be impacted really would be, I would imagine, the nude beaches, because they're always bare.
Well, I haven't been to one in a long time. But I think because California is really
having a tough
snowed
time
under with this quarantine and this
tough time.
So I don't think there's many people on the beach. The only people actually, because I live right near the beach, the only people who come to the beach are the people from the city. Locals don't go to the beach. I mean, they know there's people without masks there. The people in the bars on the beach, they're all standing outside with no masks, drunk. It's weird around here. I mean, specifically the beach and and all the restaurants have moved all the insides outside. So they're now in the street now. Restaurants are now in the street, along the street. Right. You can get a car through, but so it's very strange. But every time I go out, I literally kind of fear for my life. I got gray hair. I'm one of the ones who,
That's Larry. That's that you're in California. That's Sandy Blonde.
Okay. So I don't have to worry, right?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay, cool.
That's it. You're good.
I took a load off my mind.
That's it. I'm here to help. It's all love.
I had a really great part in a movie that I would have sweated it out and studied and learned the lines. I couldn't get on I didn't want to get on an airplane to fly to New York. It was shooting in New York, and I had to turn it down. And it was just such a great role, built for me. I mean, he didn't write it for me, but it was an old stand-up comedian. It was kind of serious, but funny. So there was acting and there was funny, and he was trying to give advice to his young stand-up comedian nephew. It was a great role, man.
So is it on hold? Will they resurrect it?
No, man, there's no hold.
There's no.
It was. I think what they do is there's now like rogue productions where either I don't know how they do it. I really don't. But I think what you do is supposedly the crew, if it's a small enough movie, the crew and the actors are sequestered for 2 weeks. I don't know, together or apart, so that, then there's no COVID going around. Right. But I wouldn't trust that. I mean, who trusts that? So it looks like I'm not going to be making movies for a long time. I don't know why I'm writing a screenplay. Yeah.
Well, you've certainly made quite a few. I tell you, when you were growing up in Far Rockaway, I mean, what were some of those early influences for you? Did you have family that were, entertainers, performers, people that inspired you to want to get into this world? How'd that? It's a long way from Far Rockaway, huh?
It's a long way from Far Rockaway. First of all, I was on the rifle team in high school. I wanted to be in sports, but and when I was younger, I was not very together. And so I wasn't good at sports. But rifle team I was, because, I just aim at a little thing and pull the trigger. That was it. That's a sport. And but I was pushed around a lot. A lot of bullies try to beat me up because I was bigger than them. I was tall, thin guy. So I developed this art of making people laugh. I was a storyteller, and and the upshot of that all, the payoff was, as Richard Pryor said when he was busted and he went to jail, they said, how was it in jail? And he said, man, I just kept them laughing, man. I didn't want anybody to make me their girlfriend. So he used his comedy to just stay safe in jail. And that's what I did in high school. I made people laugh until one day, some bully out in front of everybody, picked on me. And it was his mistake because though he didn't beat me up, frankly, his girlfriend stood up for me. And I remember very specifically saying to myself in my head he's going, and he's pushing me like this. And she's saying, leave him alone, leave him alone. We were just talking. There's nothing happening. We were just talking. And I'm thinking, no, don't protect me. I'd rather be beat up than have a girl stick up for me. I remember that specifically. So I wanted him to throw the first punch, and then I could fight a little, and then I would lose because he was a starker man. He was really, but it broke up before any blows were shown, or hit or anything. 3 days later, he comes into the lunchroom with a broken arm. And I said, hey, wow, what happened to him? And he says, don't you know? I go, no, I don't know. He said, he pushed you, wasn't he? Did he beat you up or something? No, but he wanted to. It was stopped before that happened. He said, well, a couple of guys, who liked you just said not to touch you again, and they broke his arm. So it pays to be funny, kind of.
It pays to be funny, exactly.
Yeah. So those are the kind of influences that I had. My parents, my family life was probably nada, as a matter of fact. I didn't have any family life. My parents were like anti-curiosity, anti-intelligence, they were just anti. They were right wing of right wing. I mean, it had nothing to do with politics. It just don't do anything, just don't learn anything. I don't know what that was all about. So it was just a escape that my childhood was just escape. Either in my head through art or just thinking how I could run away,
Yeah.
So I never did.
Did you create characters? Did you do little, things to?
Yeah, I would do puppet shows and stuff like that, or I would just go out on my own and try to. Not that I thought I was going out on my own, but in retrospect, that's what I was doing. I just go out on my own and get into trouble, or make people laugh, or do a puppet show, or burn down a building. I was a firebug. I was an arsonist. I was a firebug as a kid. So, I mean, there was something wrong with me. There was something wrong with this kid. And I was always in trouble. That was my, but by myself, not a gang or stuff like that, just in trouble. So I don't know where the I remember I liked Milton Berle a lot and all the comedians on TV. So when I got into high school and even in college, I would tend towards the theatrical. I would be in plays and stuff like that in college and high school. I hung around the drama department in college, Syracuse University. So I guess because there was here's the bottom line. I didn't want to do anything. I had no aim in life. So that was my mantra. That was my aim. I just wanted to live in the moment. So for my entire life, I went to college because it pleased my parents. I didn't want to go to college, but they wanted me to go to college, so I went to college.
What'd you study?
Interest. Well, I wanted to study art. They wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer, something to take care of them in their old age, which I wasn't on that trip, man. They had blown family long before I ever got to college.
Brothers and sisters too?
I have one sister, and I just got what happened? I got a call from a cousin that they have a family like, what do you call it? A group. All the cousins and aunts and uncles that all live together in one what do you call it? Combine or
compound?
Compound. Yeah, they have like a compound, not a real compound, but they live
like the Kennedy compound.
Not like that, but kind of. That's what they're but they're not that wealthy that they can do a comedy. So they hang out together, and I'm the outlier. And so she finally just cut the last tie. So now I'm out alone again. I never understood family. I mean, I look at people and families, and I really, wow, the dynamics of a family is really amazing. It's really a great thing, but I can't do it. I mean, I suspect if you're being kind to me, if you like me,
Right.
I suspect you of trying to pull a fast one. I mean, that's
So
yeah, it's very bad, man.
Yeah. What is, you know, a lot of people are mentioning the necklace. They want to almost see your necklace. Can you lift it? They're intrigued by it.
Wow. Okay, hold it just a second.
They've been asking about that.
Okay, here it is, folks. It's not gonna do it. How the hell? Okay, there it is. Okay, here it is. Okay, now there's a reason for this, but here's this side, and here is this side. It's blank. Okay, and this bothers people. This really does. That's not why I did it. I did it because I was raised by my uncle, and that's where I got, the love and affection of family. My uncle babysat for me, and then my parents would go away for vacations, and I'd live with him. And he was in the Second World War. Well, this is the guy I told you about, my Uncle Murray, the millionaire.
That just drove by, or do you have a rhinoceros outside?
Oh, it's the beach, and right this road. I'm 3 very, very short blocks from the beach, and for some reason, I don't know what it is, when motorcycles get near a beach, they backfire and run their engines and blast. I don't know why. As soon as they come within 3 blocks of the beach,
That was very good.
Thank you. Well, I hear it all day long, man, all day long.
So that was your uncle's?
Yeah, so he had a dog tag, and I always remembered it. Even from a little kid, he used to.
Yeah.
And he had a brother, and they used to throw me through the air. I remember that. Or was it like 2? Flying through the air, and they both had dog tags. They were both in the one was in the Army, one was in the Navy, and so I use this as a memoriam to him. But I don't want to put anything on it. It's just secret for my Uncle Murray. It's other people do it like for their dad. He's like kind of my dad.
Absolutely. Christine in North Carolina also wanted to know what that noise was. It did sound like an angry rhinoceros outside your window.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, right down the block is the UNESCO Museum. So
your blinds even blew in and out when they passed by.
Oh, yeah. No, I get that all day long. And then you haven't heard this yet, but now fire engines. There's a firehouse right down the block here.
Oh boy, how do you get?
And so all day long. Well, I don't hear. I'm so used to it. I can. That's one of the things about OCD. I have OCD, among other things. And when I focus, you can have you can have a band right next to me. It doesn't bother me
because you're focused on that one particular. Does that help you with studying a character and performance when you really got to get into that character? Does the OCD actually help?
Well, I think so, but it's not conscious, because something happened that while you were doing all the things about me and showing those pictures, I was blown away. I've never seen that. I don't pay any attention to that, except every time I do a podcast, they give me a little blurb of what I did, and it always blows me away, because as soon as I hear it, then I forget about it, and then you went on for a while, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and
it blew my mind that when I do a character, I'm not thinking about anything except the fake wear that's very real to me. Mm-hmm. Like if it's on a set, I just see the set. I don't see any cameras or anything.
Yeah.
It's like really weird. But I'm not acting. I'm being Larry. So the thing that blew my mind about watching the pictures that you showed of me and different characters, it never occurred to me. It's the first time I ever saw all that.
Wow.
It never occurred to me that I look different in all the characters. That's why people say I'm a character actor.
Yes.
I thought I always looked the same. I couldn't I swear to God, man, you blew my mind. I thought, holy cow, I look different. Because Me, I'm Larry Hankin. I'm just saying words.
Larry Hankin.
And all of a sudden I thought, wow, that's an old Joe, and that's breaking. That's Escape from Alcatraz, and I totally look different. I've never seen that parade of characters before. It was amazing, man.
I've got another one for you.
Okay, go ahead. Wow.
We did our research at the Jim Masters show.
Holy cow, that is from the 60s. That's
from about this. Yeah, Larry.
His play was pieced together. Oh my God, that's from the Fool's play. Holy cow, that's a lost work of Henkin art. I wrote that.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Tell us about that project. Tell us about that time period in your life.
That was with the committee, and we were offshoot of Second City, or most of us were in Second City, and we said we'd go. Right, you know that? Holy cow! How do you know that? So we went to San Francisco and opened the committee, which is, Second City West. Although don't ever say that to people in the committee. We were not Second City. We were us.
You were.
So then they wanted to do plays. They wanted to open a theater. We were very successful, so they bought another building. They bought a whole building to make into a theater because Alan Meyerson, the director of the committee, wanted to, open up his directing thing. He didn't want to just direct improv because I directed the company for a while. Mm-hmm. And a director in an improv company is like an orphan. I mean, there's no use for him. You think there is really, but he taught, because when I was going to direct the committee, I'll get to that in a second, the picture. But when he left to go down south to direct sitcoms, he left me in charge. He took me off the stage because I was a really good improviser. I loved improvising. That's what I love to do. Because you have to think.
Yeah.
You sit up there and,
it's quick, yeah.
With rules. There's rules that you always got in your DNA.
But it's ad-libbing, and I love live and ad-libbing and improvisation. Yeah. I love it.
It's not ad-libbing. It really isn't. I mean, there's a character going on, and there's rules to it. But it has to do, the character comes out of, this is teaching now, the where, the who, the what, and sometimes the when. But those three, that's what you're concentrating on. So when you're talking to somebody, those three things are in your head. That's all you have to remember. And then you can talk about it because those are the rails. They keep you inside the box that you're making. So when I got off the stage and started to direct, I asked my director, Alan, I said, give me some hints about directing. I never talked to you about directing. I never paid any attention to you, what you were directing or how you were getting your, I was asking, how do you get off, man? How do you get your jollies from all this creativity? And he said, okay, here's the secret. He said, first of all, you can't tell an improviser anything. You can't give them directions. You can't. Because you're spoiling it. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to make oblique suggestions as to like if the scene isn't working, and he always says this. He said, you always know where the scene can go. Even while they're in the middle of them improvising in front of an audience for the first time, you can tell whether you want to keep this scene in the show. Just from the first time they do it. And you also know there's only 3 or 4 endings that the way they're doing it as a director sitting out in the audience, you can tell where the scene can go. It can go only 3 or 4 ways, the way they're doing it now. But you can't tell them that. And you can't tell them, well, you can do this ending or this ending or this ending. So what you have to do is say, why don't you work with the objects a little more?
Right.
Or work with your where. Make the where real. If you're in a bank, refer to it. Or stand up more. Or walk around. In other words, things that have nothing really to do with acting or anything like that. You think, well, why is he telling me this? But what he's doing is he's giving you hints as to where it might take you if you are aware of the bank.
Right.
Because he says, and then you just workshop. He said, do it again tomorrow night. And you start to see after a while, well, he was directing for about 10 years before he left. And he was directing in Second City before he came here. You can tell that you know, you just know where the scene's going to go. You can almost forget about it. You just have, in other words, he said this, just keep them improvising night after night, the same scene. They can change it all they want, but just keep them doing it. And eventually they will come to one of the 3 or 4 endings that you thought of 2 months ago. And you can never bring it up. And you can never say, you know, I knew it was going to go that way. You can't say that, man. So when I was directing the company and doing all these things and the show got a good review, and then they interviewed me not as an actor, but as a director. They said, well, what is it like being a director when you used to be on the stage as an improviser? And my answer was, just off the top of my head, I said, I just feel like there's 5 actors between me and the audience. In other words, I just want to get up there because, I know where the scene can go. Let me get in there. Let me get in there.
That's right. You out, let me in. It's taking too long with you. Let me get in there. We'll get this done in 10
I'll tell
minutes.
you where it can go. I can't answer. Hands off.
You have to sort of,
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I was an example, I guess, of something. There was a point to it all, but I don't know where it was going. Anyway, that's how. But I really liked improvising, and
it's related to that photo.
So okay, Alan came to us and said, "We're opening. We made enough money, so I bought a theater, another building, we bought another building. We're going to put plays on in there." He said, "But we got to, start out with one. So why doesn't everybody write a play?" I mean, he didn't really mean to write the entire play, but, make suggestions, because we're going to do new plays of other authors, playwrights. That's what we're going to do. And have actors. We're going to hire actors. You can be in it. We'll switch you around. But why don't you start off by thinking of ideas for a play? Just, okay, so I thought of a play called The Fool's Play. And it was based on... well, it was like all the fools in Shakespeare's plays, there was a great Broadway play called Guildenstern and whatever. It took place, the actors, it was a Shakespeare play going on stage, but the play was about backstage and they were peeking out. So the play was a backstage play.
Right.
But there was a play going on, backstage, off stage. Play going on of a Shakespeare play, and they would always refer to it. They'd say, when are you going on, or when are you going on, or I missed my cue, that kind of thing. So I took and they were basically the fools in all these plays of Shakespeare. It's really cool, and they were kind of the opposite of the king. They kept the king, kind of his ego in check. And he had a right to do that. He was the only one who could make fun of the king. So I made a play about a fool, and there was a trial. The fool was on trial for making fun of the king. So it was back in the day. So it was all old time costumes, 15th, 16th century costumes. But it was a comedy, and there was a lot of gibberish, and there was a lot of insanity in it, and it was great. It was really great. I liked doing it. So that picture was me, the playwright, when Alan said, "Oh, well, Larry's got a really good idea here. We're gonna run with this one as an opening, and we're gonna do it here in the improv theater." And so we did it. We ran it for, I don't know, a couple of weeks. It was pretty good, and it paid its way. It was kind of cool, and that was kind of breaking in of doing a play. And then it was, by the time the other building, the theater, was finished, a new playwright had written a great play, McBird. Have you heard of that play, McBird? It was about President Johnson.
Yes.
And the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And they wanted, the author and the producers of that play wanted to break it in at the new theater of the committee.
Right.
So my play was kind of put to the side for McBird. So we just did it in the theater, in the improv theater. And then we just did plays in there. But I always wanted to just be, I didn't want to go to LA. I didn't want to be an actor.
You didn't, huh?
No, the improv either I was on stage as a comedian telling stories.
Right,
That's how I
right,
started.
right, right.
Or I wanted to be an improviser. Both was using stuff inside my head and getting it out. And being an actor, you're using something from inside somebody else's head, and it didn't
Right,
turn me on.
right, right,
That's the whole
exactly.
point of being an actor.
Yeah.
If you're turned on by other people's words, that's
Hmm.
great. But I wasn't.
How did it come to lead to being in that incredible role, Escape from Alcatraz?
It
Tell
was
us
it
about
was
that.
it was a fluke. It was I all my auditions are flukes because I don't care. I mean, not that I don't care,
No,
but I
it's a
don't
good
care like an
thing. Yeah,
actor cares,
yeah, yeah.
So I got a call.
I think that's why people relate to you, because you're real, you're
Yeah,
authentic. Yeah, you don't put on a whole extra persona. You may take on certain elements of the character, but you're still you, authentically underneath.
exactly. It's just I'm being Larry doing this
Right.
because if Larry had these things to say, or if Larry had these things to do, he would say this or be this. But it's Larry. Yeah, I mean, I can't, like I say, the that fight scene in Mr. and Mrs. Smith where they're shooting and liking and hating each other.
Yeah.
That's acting to me, and that I can't do that. That
Right.
I have no interest in doing that. And I've
Hmm.
turned down roles because one time I was auditioning, sitting around in the waiting room with all the other auditioners, but I was sitting right next to the door of the room where the people were auditioning, and I literally did go into the room. I listened to the guy. I listened to all the guys, to see, what they were doing, if I could use it, if I would do something different. So I was listening, and so there's one guy right before me was in there. I was listening to him, and he was really good, man. I thought, wow, man, he's really doing a number in there. And then I went in. It was a hitman. I had to do a hitman or shoot somebody or kill somebody, and I really didn't want to do it, But I needed the money. I was young. I had rent to pay.
Yeah.
So I went in there, and they go, "Okay, so you want to talk about it or you want to do it?" And I go, "Can I just say something?" And they said, "Oh, sure, yeah. What? You know the guy who was just in here before me?" And that was like such a curve to them. They go, "Yeah. What about it?" I think you should hire him. That was really good. I was listening outside the door. They go, "Oh, really?" Yeah. Well, okay. Thank you for that. You want to audition? Not really. No. So you don't even. I think you should do him. And when I said you think you should, so you mean you don't, even if you think he's good, you don't want to audition? No, no, I don't. Says, well, okay, thank you very much. Thank you, and I left. I mean, so there's no actor who would ever do that, and I didn't think about doing that before I went to the audition. It just occurred to me. I'm listening. The hitman, I don't know, but I do need the money. But
That's it. So what was it like, playing that role in the movie with Clint and the whole group? And I mean,
well,
it's a phenomenal part. And you were brilliant in it, as you are in everything.
I loved me in that, but that was because of Clint Eastwood and Don Siegel, the director. Yeah, if you're going to be a director, if you're going to be an actor, even me, if you have a good director, like Alan Meyerson was a great director for improv because he knew how to direct improv. He was a master at it. He would make these suggestions, you didn't know what, but you just went and the scene would just come together.
Yeah.
But Don Siegel knew how to direct actors, and even young actors who didn't know about acting. I never went to acting school or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I just was in Second City, but he just relaxed me so much and cared so much. I always felt like I was his grandson. He was an old guy, an elder gentleman. It was what he was. He was an elder gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very smart, but he treated me like his grandson. He was always putting me on. He was always saying, "Oh, come on, Larry. I mean, just like like either a buddy or my grandfather or my father. He treated me like a son. So I just went into it, and I thought of him as my. So there was no tension. I just like talking to you now. I'm talking to you now, and then somebody would say, "Hey, Larry, you're on," and I would just like turn to the camera, and I would just keep on talking. Only I would do my lines, and I would just be Larry because Don Siegel was always talking to Larry and never ever mentioned Charlie Butts. He would just, and so I never was afraid or thought, not afraid, but nervous about being, among these giants. I mean, they were giants. Don Siegel's directed, Lee Marvin, Broderick Crawford, just major black and white movie. So he was large. He loomed large in my memory and in my reality. So that's why I think I was so good. But really, when I watched that movie, it's a great movie. I love the movie. But when I watch me, I just can't understand how good I am. I don't.
You don't see what everybody else sees.
No, I just see Larry, but he's so relaxed and so real, and I don't know how I achieved it. I just explained, but back then I didn't think about it.
Which is, I think sometimes when you overthink, any of us overthink, we get in the way of ourselves. If we just let it flow, then the beauty comes out, right? Then the beauty.
I mean, you're perfect. You're perfect. Don't screw it up. And we all do.
It's like changing our answers on our test. Usually it was always A, but we changed A to B, and then it's wrong. Here's another great down memory lane here. This was an Annie. Tell us about this one.
Well, that again, here's another great director, John Huston. Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
See, I'm not a big fan of actors or anybody. I'm a big fan of others, of not in my bailiwick and not my area of expertise or whatever.
Sure.
Like Picasso, Michelangelo. I'm a fan of those guys. Yeah, John Huston. I'm a fan of John Huston because he's larger than life, even in life. Here's what I remember about doing Annie. The audition was I got the call and wow, John Huston. I was so nervous, and I didn't know what the part was. It was a small part. It was one scene, but it was a great scene, and I wanted to just hang out with John Huston. So I go to the audition, and there was a major casting director, a woman, for John Huston. Of course, I mean, he's going to get the best. It's John, so you're going to get a good casting director. And she came in and she said, "Okay, Larry, you're next." And she was doing all this. She was taking everybody in, walking them in to Mr. Huston. So she took me. She led me. She didn't take my hand, but I followed her. But once I got in front of John Huston, he was on a set and he was watching the video of the day's rushes. So he was looking like that. And then but he knew he was auditioning people. So he just turned this way. And then he said, but then she got behind me and she put her hands on my shoulders and she, just positioned me directly in front of Mr. Huston. And as she's doing this, John goes, I call him John. Mr. Huston says, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm just positioning him so you can, see him." And he goes, "I can see him perfectly. Don't touch my actors." Just like that, to her. Yeah. And I thought, he's sticking up for me.
Yeah.
The guy's on my side. That's amazing. Right away, it was all gone. I was, again, grandpa.
Right.
Cool. I was very relaxed after that. So he talked to me and all he said, "This is the audition. So Larry, this is an audition for the dog catcher, right?" "Yeah." And then she goes, "My hair was down to here. I was a hippie. So my hair was down to here." So while I'm saying, yeah, I know that. She goes behind me. She's behind me. She takes my hair and holds it up like this, a ponytail, up, away from my neck. She goes, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
I mean, it just got really, what What are you doing? He says, oh, well, she says, I'm holding his hair up so you can see what it's going to look like when we shave off, a lot of his hair, because 1930s. And he goes, excuse me, I'm a director.
Mm-hmm.
I have imagination.
Yeah.
I can picture how my actors are going to look. Don't touch my actors. John Huston is saying this about me. And he says, and then she's like, totally. Now she's nervous.
Hands off.
And
Right?
she's a major,
for her,
big deal in
her own right. Yeah.
So she's nervous and she's backs away from me, and he's just talking to me like a person. He said, so, you're going to have to cut your hair off. Yeah, that's fine. He says, okay, fine. All right. Thank you very much, Larry. Thank you. And then he turns back to the thing. And then she was about to take me from behind to push me away. And she just pulls her hands away and goes away. Okay. That was the introduction to Mr. Huston. And I love him for just that. Okay. Now, the first day on the set, this is great, man. I love this. I'm sorry, but I just do. It's John. I go for the first day of my part. And what I always do is I always go to the costume. Now, so the AD greets you. You come on the set, you don't know where everybody is. And they say, okay. And an AD comes up and he says, okay, right this way. Where he's going to take me is to my dressing room. That's what they all do. Big, small, in the past, now. Take you to your dressing room. And I always say, wait a minute. Is my costume in my dressing room? And then he'll tell me, no, they haven't put it in there yet, or it is. Wherever my costume is, that's where I'm going first. If they say, no, it's still in the costume department, I'm going to the costume department. Where is that? And I go there. So I went to the costume department of Annie. And I'm going, and they're really nice about it, generally. So I go to the costume designer, and I say, where's my costume? I'm playing the dog catcher. And she says, okay, it's that rack over there. Those are the choices, and we're going to pick the ones in a couple of minutes. But you can look. That's what I want to do, because that's the only time you can reject something. Once it's in your dressing room, it's over, man. Put it on. Get out there. Okay. So I went over, and I'm just going through like this, and a guy comes over, man. He says, what are you doing here? I mean, there's one of those guys, He's like, what are you doing here? I'm an actor. I'm Charlie Butts. This is my rack. I asked permission. I'm looking for stuff. And he says, I have your costume. In one of those, it's over, man. One of those voices, it's over. This is it. I go, oh, okay. What is it? I want to look at it. So he has this cardboard square, about 15 inches square. It's about the color, get the color of my skin, the color of that wall there. I don't know. It's
one on our left, your right.
Yeah. So it's that color of my skin. Okay. But you know what it is? It's garage mechanics overalls. You know what the garage? But they're always blue, right? What garage mechanic? But it's top, I guess, is that because it's a dog catcher in the back of the thing. But what it is, it's all washed, folded, ironed, and starched into a square that's about that high, and it looks like a piece of cardboard that's about piled about an inch or 2 inches high.
Yeah.
And he says, this is the costume. And I look at it, and I peel up a sleeve, and it's touched, and it goes. Now, I remember when I was a kid, my father used to get starched collars, starched white shirts. Sure,
my dad.
And he used to, and I always used to ask him, can I peel it? And he would let me peel the sleeve up. And I would stick my hand in the sleeve because I love that feeling of it, going, opening it up. Okay, but that was then. This is now. And I open the sleeve and I go, I can't wear this. And he goes, why not? And I go, because it's starched and it's clean and it's creased and it's folded. And I'm a dog catcher. It's 1930 and it's Lower Manhattan and it's supposed to be filthy. And he goes, well, you're putting this on anyway. And I go, no, I'm not. See, I didn't plan on doing that. And I didn't plan on being angry at him, even when I met him. But I thought he was just like, anal retentive, man. Come on, this is reality, you know. And he says, "You're putting this on," and I said, "No, I'm not." You know, I wasn't angry, but he's getting angry, and I said, "No, I'm not. I'm not putting it on unless you're filthy. You know, just come on, man. I mean, come on, I'm a dog catcher, please."
Right.
He says, "Look, you're either putting this on or we're going to Mr. Houston." And I go, "Let's go. Come on, let's go." I'm thinking the audition, man. He's on my side, right? Yeah. And we marched on. Now, it had rained the night before, but it's sunny out now, but there's puddles all over. They're shooting outside. He's outside. He's watching rushes again, just like at the audition. There's John Huston sitting on his director's chair, and he's watching auditions. And he hears us coming, and he sees it's trouble. I mean, he just sees it. He goes, "Okay, what's the matter now?" And he's just saying to both of us. He's just saying, but he knows by the way how we're walking. He says, "All right, what's the problem?" And so this guy, I guess it's Charles. He says, so Charles says, "Well, this actor," he points at, "this actor will not put this costume on." And he's very adamant about it. And John Huston, very calm, says, "Really, Larry, is that true?" You remember my name. I loved him. "Larry, is that true?" I said, "Yeah." "Why don't you put the costume on?" "Well, because it's dirty." And I went through the whole thing, you know, just all excited. "Well, because it's not dirty. It's all, and it's you know, it's got starch in it. It's folded and it's clean. I can't put that on. It's 1930s. I'm a dog catcher. I'm just doing this in front of John Huston." And he's just listening to me until I'm through, you know. And so that's why. And he goes, "Charlie, give me the costume, please." So Charlie hands him this platter, and John Huston holds it in his hand like this, you know, and he gets up off his director's chair and he walks over to the nearest, biggest puddle. And he walks into the middle of this big puddle with his shoes, which are leather shoes, just walking around shoes. There's not special shoes. They're just normal shoes. Walks in the middle of the puddle, and then he unpeels the whole thing. Holds it like this, and he drops it into the puddle, and then he walks on it. He steps all over it, and then he very gentlemanly bends down, and he picks it up by two fingers, holding it away from me. It's dripping, you know, and he holds it, and he walks out of the puddle, and he walks over to Charles, and he says, "Charles, I want you to dry this off and put this on this actor, okay? Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Larry." And he looks back at his, he goes back to his rushes. Man, you can't get better than that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Although you were also, I know your time is sort of limited a little bit, so we will.
No, yeah, okay. We got time.
You got some time?
Yeah. If you got time, I got time.
I've got plenty of time. Absolutely.
Okay.
We've got a whole worldwide audience here foaming at the mouth. They're excited. This was this Pretty in Pink?
I don't know.
Whoopi Goldberg there.
Oh, no. Oh, is that no, that where she was a detective? Is that Whoopi Goldberg?
I think so. Yeah, that's Whoopi there. You're with Whoopi.
Wow. Well, we didn't get along at all.
You and Whoopi?
Me and Whoopi. Yeah, I thought I wanted to be in that movie because of Whoopi. I wanted to, hang with Whoopi.
Yeah.
But she's not as funny as she comes off as. We just didn't get along. I mean, I don't know why. I didn't think she was funny in the movie. Well, in our scenes. Well, when I was watching her, if I was off camera or on camera or whatever, I didn't react to her the way she wanted me to react. So I don't know. She wouldn't talk to me. She would turn her back on me, or I don't know. It wasn't. It was passive aggressive. That's what it was.
Focused on her, what she had to get done, maybe, or.
I don't know. After a while of being in the business, you just don't question it. I just accept it. Okay, fine. It's fine with me.
And whatever. Then, how about Armed and Dangerous?
Well, I love that. Oh, but here's a story about that. Okay, so I liked doing the movie. I liked it because I was working with John Candy, who is the greatest guy in the world.
We lost him too early, didn't we?
Oh man, all the things you said about me, that was him. Yeah, he was always John Candy, man. Candy Man. Yeah, he was always John Candy. and the real guy, I loved him. I tell you why, because the director didn't like me. Now, he didn't like me because he didn't get my humor, but John did.
John got it.
And John respected me, and I respected him because John knew me from my roles, and he had well, John and I come from Second City.
Yeah.
He was just like two shows prior to me, so he was like 2 or 3 years before me.
Right.
When I got there. So, and he knew that, and he had seen me, and he knew I was a stand-up comedian too at the time. I was a storyteller kind of guy. So we just hang together and just talk, you know, it's fine. But the director didn't get my sense of humor. Now, I was Kokolovich, and the only thing that I knew about Kokolovich was he was on acid. That was my only adjustment to a backstory for my character, which I don't necessarily do, really. I've only done it once for Barry, and it paid off. But okay, so I thought, okay, he's on acid, so that takes care of anything, all the stupidity that I had to do written for the character. You know, if he was on acid, sure, this would be easy peasy. So okay, but the director confessed to me a year later during the screening of the crew's screening of the movie when it was finally edited together and just about to be released. He met me, the director met me, James Keach, met me as I was entering the projection room, or the projection audience room where they were showing it. And he said, "Oh, Larry, I want to talk to you," because he wanted to talk to me before I saw the movie. He was afraid I was going to object to something in the movie. Okay, I said, "What?" He said, "I just want to tell you, man, I'm really sorry about how I treated you on the set." I go, "Oh, well, okay. I mean, you know, I thank you, but I just made the adjustment. That's fine. I didn't care, really. But thank you for, but why didn't you like me?" I just, as a curiosity, I don't really care, but why? He said, "Well, I really thought you were on acid the whole time." So, oh man. So that's why he had an attitude towards me.
Sure.
But okay. So that's a setup. Okay, now we're doing this scene. It's in the movie. So I don't know if you remember it, who cares? But anyway, we're lined up. We're getting our guns and our flashlights. John Candy is behind me. I have two people in front of me. That's when the scene starts. Here's your gun. Here's your flashlight. Next. Here's your gun. Here's your flashlight. Next. Larry comes up. Here's your gun. Here's your flashlight. And I immediately just turned the flashlight on and stared right into it. And I'm walking away. And everybody broke up. And the actor and the director yells, "Cut!" in the middle of that. And everybody's stunned. I mean, even the crew were trying to, like that. But, you know, and it ruined the shot because everybody wasn't expecting that. And they just laughed. So, of course, he had to say cut, but that wasn't why he had to cut. He said, "What are you doing, Hankin?" You know, I go, "I'm looking into the flashlight." "Why?" "Because it's funny." He said, "No, it's not." And he's really mad because I had screwed up, you know, his first, the first take of the scene. "No, it's not. Don't do that." And John said, whoa, wait a minute. "No, that is really funny." He said, "No, it isn't funny." "Yes, it is funny." This is the weird, like we had this conversation before about the wop, wop, wop. You know, it's the weirdest conversation. "No, it's funny." "No, I think no, I did it because it is funny." "John says it's funny." "Yeah, it is funny." "No, it's not." Blah, 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 blah. And I just like dropped out. So he says, "Okay." The director says, "Look, enough. It's not funny. Don't do it." And I said, "Okay, fine. You're the director. Okay, let's just do this. I don't care about it that much, really." So they set it up again. I go, "Okay, the first two guys, done it. And I get mine and I don't. And I walk away. And the cinematographer, never has happened before in my life. The cinematographer says, hold it, wait a minute. Who's a big famous cinematographer. He really is. He says, "What happened to the looking into the flashlight thing?" So the director says, what's going on?" "I cut it. It's not funny." And the cinematographer says, "Yeah, it is. It's very funny."
Yeah.
And he's very serious about it. "Yes, it is. It's very funny." He says, well, it's not, and it's not in the movie, so we're not doing it. So let's just move on. He says, can I just ask you a question? The cinematographer's not talking to the director. He says, would you just do me a favor? Would you just let me do this once? You don't have to film it, but I would like to just run it one more time with him doing the flashlight look. Okay? So he says, it will take, 2 minutes. So the director says, all right, let's just get this over with so we can get on with the day. So the cinematographer turns to his crew and he says, everybody in my crew who doesn't have anything to do with the actual filming of this particular scene, would you please gather around the set and please watch this scene? So everybody's now shrugging their shoulders going, what the hell is going on? I've never seen this. All of a sudden, the cinematographer is taking over. So they all gathered around, about 10 of the crew, the grips and all, they come around and they said, just watch this scene. That's all I want you to do. Okay. And he says to the director, all right, just give me the, roll and action. So the director doesn't know what's happening. He goes, okay, action. First guy, gun, flashlight, say gun, flashlight, Larry, gun, click, look in the flashlight, walk away. The crew just falls down laughing. The cinematographer says, okay, that's enough. Well, he says to the director, James Keats, he says, well, and James says, okay, it's in the movie. Can we just shoot this and get it over with? I mean, he's really depressed. So that's why, at the end of during the thing, he came and he apologized to me. He said, and the reason is because I thought you were on acid all the time. So I that was all that was in my head. I have to deal with an actor in this important movie for me, the director, and he's on acid. I don't know what he's going to do next, So now, John, there's a scene where we're in the garbage dump and we're looking for I have a shoe and the comb, and there's this big mound of garbage, and I'm on the top of the garbage heap. Okay, if you remember that scene, John, that was a second unit scene. James Keats didn't want to go on the set to a garbage dump. That was a real garbage dump.
Right.
So he sent second unit with me, John Candy, and the third guy, a friend of mine. It doesn't matter. But the three of us went there. We were three friends, three buddies. And we're just rooting through the garbage, according to the script.
Yeah.
But John Candy said, there's got to be a laugh here. So more laughs here because, hey, we got a garbage heap. So, look for something funny that you could find, Larry. He says to me, look for something funny you could find. So I just, rooted around and I came up with an old shoe. So he says, yeah, like, because he was talking about, John Candy was talking to Kokolovich. Kokolovich would find, hey, I found a shoe, man. Let's look for another one. That's what he had in mind. Mm-hmm. So he said, why don't you get up? He says, leave the shoe down here. Just get up on the top of this is John Candy talking to me. He says, get up on that big, huge heap. And he says to the cameraman, get him, film him. He's going to get up there. And he says to me, Larry, find the other shoe up there. Okay. So I get up on top of this heap, the thing, and I'm rooting around. And then I bend down and I go, hey, man, I found another shoe. And then I bend down and I find a comb. And then I think what happened was I fall and I disappear into it. Boom. I thought, well, I'll add that, So I found the shoe and then I found it was really funny and it's in the movie. But John Candy gave me that. John Candy told me to do that. So I mean, it was a great shoot.
It's a great,
James Keats had nothing to do with it really.
Right.
The only reason he got the director was there was 2 explosions in the movie, and he had done an explosion movie, but he didn't know anything about comedy. But the producers wanted him to get a great, blow up shot.
Exactly.
So that's why.
That other one with Whoopi, that's Pretty Woman. That was from Pretty Woman.
No, that's from Pretty Woman, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's my only scene. I had a scene with the 2 stars because I'm the landlord of her apartment, and that's the opening shot.
That's a good.
There's titles over that, but they cut my scene out.
They cut it out, really?
Okay, now this here scene
Sally's
is
Diner, right?
Sally's Diner. Now I wrote, directed, and did the lead in this. It's a film short, and it got an Academy Award nomination. So I'm kind of proud of that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that and being in having John Huston stick up for me are my two major things in my career as an actor.
That
Is
was
Sally
extraordinary.
Stone, yeah,
Yeah. I
and
mean,
John Huston.
and then of course, Mr.
Oh yeah,
Heckles.
well, Mr. Heckles.
Everybody. How did that come about? People, they're even talking about it in comments here already. People are loving your stories. They're loving in these comments here. They're loving how you're acting out the stories that you're telling us.
Well, that's the only way I know how to tell a story. I mean, if I
Exactly.
can't do that, I would just shut up.
Mr. Heckles. So, how did this character develop on Friends on NBC, Mr.
Well,
Heckles?
I just auditioned, and I got the part. Just auditioning just along with everybody else, and then a lot of people liked it. Just like they wrote in and say, "Hey, he's a great guy." So they wrote me. I did 5, and I was just doing as written. It was just a funny character. Those people are really good writers
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
producers. The producers were the writers.
Yeah.
They wrote a great part for me, and I just did it. Unfortunately, I never got along with anybody on it. I think it's me. I'm complaining about all these people, getting in my way. It's me. It's me.
Cast? You didn't get along with the cast?
Yeah, I don't get along with kids because I'm not an actor. I don't talk actorese. I don't know what actors talk about.
So then you really played Mr. Heckles convincingly.
Exactly. Yes, it was the most passive aggressive part I've ever played, and I think yes. And my father was totally passive aggressive, and I just either do him or I've got it in my DNA. But the same thing with Old Joe. That was my Uncle Murray, and I was just doing him. Uncle Murray raised me. He was kind of like my second father, and he's in my, I just absorbed him. Just growing up, he would babysit for me and.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have to do any backstory on Old Joe. And he was like Old Joe, not Mr. Heckles, but Old Joe. He was a mechanic. He was an oil burner installer mainly.
Yeah.
So he'd come home greasy and stuff like that. Just like like the junkyard guy.
That's a perfect name too, Mr. Heckles.
Oh yeah, right.
For that kind of salty character on Friends.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I gotta go, but I want to tell you just one thing. In the Home Alone, there's that the phone thing. Well, I just one last story. I ever did a backstory, and the story behind that is that Bill Hader, who is the director, and I really look up to him. He's got a long career ahead of him. I really admire him as a director, writer, and actor and comedian, and I want to impress him very much. So I did a backstory. And I did this Russian. I was doing an improv Russian accent because they said there was going to be a Russian linguist there to give me the accent, but I never found him or her. So I was just doing an improv accent, and Bill Hader was directing, and he never gave me any direction whatsoever. He never even spoke to me. He just said, Larry, just get in your place. Boom. And that was the only words he said to me the entire day. We just shot that scene the entire day. And I was getting more and more nervous because I wanted to impress him. I wanted to be good. That's what I mean by impress him. I didn't want to impress him. I just wanted to be so good that he became impressed. I just wanted to be really good. So I did a backstory. I was doing this part. I was really into it. I was doing the best Russian accent I could do, and he wasn't giving me any direction. And finally, when it was all over, and he said, "Larry is dismissed," all right, Larry's dismissed, everybody gets an applause, every actor. Dismissed, applause. And I said, "Can I ask you a question, please?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure, what?" And again, he's another real guy.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful guy. But he never spoke to me the entire time. So I said, "Can I ask you a question?" He goes, "Yeah, what?" I said, "Look, you never gave me any direction the entire time. I'm working my heart out for you. Why didn't you speak to me? Why didn't you give me a direction?" He goes, "Wow." He said, "Well, to tell you the truth, Larry, we didn't write the part that way. You're doing it. So you were doing something that I had no idea what you were doing, but it was great. So I backed off because I had nothing to say to you, man. I didn't know what you were doing, but it was perfect. You were great. Thank you." Oh, thank you. But I was disappointed. I was disappointed because I wanted, you know,
Yeah.
your arm around you. Now listen about this. You into this
Absolutely.
character. That's what I wanted.
That's what
Talk
you
to the
wanted.
director.
That was real recent. El Camino, Netflix.
Yeah.
That's the part of the Breaking Bad movie, right?
No, I don't know where this scene came from.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Wait a minute. Let me see. That's
El Camino.
I don't remember wearing that hoodie in El Camino.
Yeah.
I do remember he looked like that, and I looked like that, but I don't remember the hoodie. I think. Oh, I know where that is. I just got out of the truck, and I'm just meeting him. That's right before I slap him. Do you remember that I slapped him in the scene?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I was just saying hello to him. Hi, haven't seen you in a long time. And Vince came up to me and whispered in my ear, no, slap him on the side of the face, as a greeting,
Yeah.
So we did it 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first time, and then they shot it 3 times. So the first time I go, well, because, hey, Aaron Paul is a star. I'm not going to slap a star, man. So so Vince came over and he said, no, just slap him.
That's it.
So, hi, how you doing? It's in the movie. But I don't know if it looks hard or bad. I slapped him.
This one, that's the alphabet killer there. You look really good there.
But the thing is, after I slapped Aaron Paul, he after the scene was over, he said, "Hey man, don't hit me again like that." Man.
Yeah, that was really too convincing.
Yeah.
This was fantastic. I mean, you were so convincing in the alphabet killer.
Really? Well, that was Larry. I guess, I go in there. All I want to do is be good.
You are.
That's all I want to. I'm a what do you call it? I'm into process.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in I really like studying and getting into it. And then you just, if you do it, I'm into homework.
Yeah.
I want to be
bad. Yeah. Breaking
Bad.
I mean, you've really been a part of.
Okay, in this scene, I went up on my lines twice, and Cranston really got angry about that. He really did. I was so hurt that he had got angry. He became passive aggressive. Although a couple of months later, when I met him at a party, he didn't even remember being angry at me.
Yeah,
I don't even think he was. I think it was all in my head.
It was.
I'm going to think about it.
It was just a spur of the moment. When you look at your career, your body of work, and you see all of this, Larry, what when you realize,
I'm blown away. I had never thought about this stuff.
The blessing of all of this, the joy of all of these memories and these incredible roles you've had, being you as authentic Larry Hankin could be. How do you feel when you see it and the feedback?
It doesn't. No, you're going in the wrong direction. I'm looking ahead. I'm working on my next project. This is a philosopher once said it the best. He says, "Life is a boat going upstream."
I like
and
that.
You are. Well, no, wait. Let me finish. A life is a boat going upstream, and your realization of your life is you standing on the stern, looking at the chuffa of the motor churning.
Yes.
You're looking at where you were. You're not looking where the boat's going. No, I'm looking where the boat's going. I'm writing a book now. I've just designed some T-shirts. There's the 2 T-shirts right there. That one and that one.
Is that on the wall?
Those are paintings. Those are prints. I have prints 4 by 3 feet.
Are those yours? You did those?
Those are mine. Yeah.
Yeah. People were asking that.
Yeah, so these are on T-shirts. If you go to thereallarryhankin.com, that's my website. These are on T-shirts, or you can buy them to put on your wall. T-shirts are $20. These are $300 or $500 a piece. I'd suggest the T-shirts. I can't afford these, but there's 44 paintings and prints, and there's 20 T-shirts, all different.
And this book, The Loopholes Darcy.
And this is that's on my thereallarryhankin.com.
Satire,
fables and satire. And a year I lived homeless. And that's in there too. Story, what do you call it? A novelette? It's about 60 pages of a homeless guy, of what he's thinking until he dies. He dies in it. It doesn't matter about the end. I tell you that in the beginning.
Yeah.
But it's, so all that. Anyway, I got to leave because I got to go to the meeting.
You got another thing to do, but Larry, you were the best. Thank you so much for all of this time.
Wow.
You're welcome back anytime.
Okay. Next time, my next project, I'll when it comes out, there's something
you back. Lots of great comments. You pleased everybody around the world. They love you, Larry. We love you. Thank you all the time. You be well, okay? Hope you had a good time.
Last thing is Cameo. Check out Cameo, and I'll wish everybody a happy birthday or a
graduation. You had a birthday too, right?
What?
You have a birthday that's recent, right?
Oh, yeah, that's wrong, by the way. I have not told anybody my real birthday. I have a birthday every at least twice a month.
You have a birthday twice a month?
Because there's no real, the only people who know is the government. That's the only people who know my real birthday.
And your parents, that was it. Your mom.
Well, they passed on now, so
that's
my
it.
sister knows.
Larry, you're the best. I hope
Thank you. You're the best. Okay.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed all the time like we did with you.
Oh, it's great. Thank you, Jim. I really appreciate it.
You be well, my friend. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Is he amazing or what? He had to scoot off. He has a conference he has to do coming up, I think, in just a couple of minutes. But he gave us a lot of great time, a lot of great stories. He could really, pack it all in and really, it's unbelievable. I'm still catching up with some of those stories. They're really fantastic. He's off getting things ready. There you can see those prints. You can see those on his website, those prints. And if you missed any of this earlier, we can go through some of it. Incredible. This is from Escape from Alcatraz, Breaking Bad, Annie, Pretty Woman. Really interesting stories about that movie. This is his new book, The Loopholes Dossier. It's a satire. When he was Mr. Heckles on Friends, he was on Seinfeld. This was the movie Sally's Diner, Armed and Dangerous. These are just some of the things that he's been involved in his illustrious and brilliant acting and producing and directing career. The Alphabet Killer as well. I get another shot with Clint Eastwood from Escape from Alcatraz, Breaking Bad again. Interesting stories. He's had interesting stories on the productions that he's been involved in, and especially these productions, some behind the scenes stories that were really cool, things that I didn't even know about. Another cool shot with him and Clint Eastwood. Mr. Heckles again on Friends. He was very convincing in that role, huh? Home Improvement on ABC. Barry, that was the one he was talking about with Bill Hader. That series as well. This is from El Camino, which is the Breaking Bad movie. Good looking guy there, huh? Nice shot of Larry there, our fantastic guest. Legendary actor, writer, producer, director. Larry Hankin. He's an amazing man. He mentions he has OCD and he likes to talk. And I think it works well for him. It actually does work well for him, doesn't it? He really, Willie says he talks with his whole body. He really does. He's a very expressive person. That could be a New York thing too, because sometimes I use my hands and we're known for that, but very expressive. And everybody says, good night, Larry. Yes, he's amazing. Good night, Larry. And yes, Larry, he expresses with his whole body as a great actor would. Sounds like they're going to have to watch. Yeah, you would love it. He was really amazing. We had him on early. We brought him on earlier in the 7 o'clock hour. Renee Katz, great interview, interesting stories, amazing career. Love the process as well. Good luck with the book. And I'll pass these to him as well. He saw a lot of these comments because he had it on the full screen so he could see all the comments as well. But we did an hour and a half with him just about, which was fantastic. I knew he had a window. He actually wanted to cut out at 8:15, but then he said he could stay a little bit longer, which was very nice of him. Great interview, interesting stories, amazing career. I love the process as well. So do I. I mean, he really shared some really cool intricacies and nuances about how he takes on a character. He stays himself, he stays Larry Hankin, as you can see, even when he deals with other cast members and crew members, he just stays Larry. He's just Larry, and that's what's cool about all that. And that's the testament of a real, true actor is just doing his thing, and the roles. I asked him because he mentioned he has OCD and just dyslexia a little bit. So there's certain roles he's actually had to turn down, believe it or not, because of the dyslexia. So like I asked him, if they offered you a Broadway play, would you take it on? He says, I don't know. It depends. I'd have to turn it down maybe because of that, like a severe dyslexia. However, he's a master of his craft. Through any of that, OCD or anything else, he's just a master of his craft. And again, the roles that he's taken on really have suited him. And that happens sometimes. You really get these roles that just reflect your personality and the essence of who you are, which is very cool. And he's been lucky. That's been happening for him. By Mr. Heckles. I wonder what the buy would be. His buy was fantastic as Larry, and he had a fantastic time. He was really looking forward to this, and so was I. He truly is a national treasure. He's a Hollywood legend, all of those titles, but he's really a cool guy. He's a regular guy. And the way he tells a story, before we went on, we were talking about the definitions of acting and things of that nature, and what he was trying to define what he does. At first he said, I'm not really an actor, even though he is, and is an award-winning actor. He doesn't see himself necessarily as an actor. He says, I'm really a storyteller. That's what I am, a storyteller. That's how he approaches all of his roles. And I think that's why he's so good at it, because when you see him in all these different roles, like he was blown away that we had gathered all of these photos and all of these memories. He hadn't seen some of these photos in years. So it really took him back. He was blown away and he loved it. Sort of took him down memory lane there, which is really, really cool. But how he was surprised how he looked different in all these different roles, which was amazing. Yet underneath, still the same guy. Really cool. Something you find right here on the Jim Master Show Live. Like I said, we really run the gamut in terms of what we do on this show. We don't want to be the same thing every night. Don't want to do. We have a format. We have a structure. We have a certain way the show is as an entertainment lifestyle talk show series. But I like to keep it fresh and alive and new cool things all the time. And we're always adding new elements to the show. Even our set, you can see nuances and little elements that we're tweaking. This conversation is the closest we can get to understanding what goes on in the mind of a true genius. You're right. Spot on, Christine. Absolutely. Julie, wonderful show today, Jim. I'd love to hear more from Larry in the future, and absolutely buy his book. Yeah, that book is absolutely incredible. It's very funny. Love these stories, Larry. You love his creative energy. Absolutely. His prints, too. Somebody had asked the prints behind him whether or not they were his paintings, because he studied art as well. Yeah, as we learned, he said at the end, those prints are available for $500 each. But there's also T-shirts at LarryHankin.com that are available as well. And Kathy had said, and usually what happens when we wrap with the guest, we usually either call each other or email or text each other. I always do a follow-up. Sometimes they call me even before I get to them and say, hey, Jim, I loved it. It was terrific. When can I come back? But usually I always do a professional courtesy follow-up with all the guests, thanking them for being on our show and opening up their lives and sharing their time with us, which is really, really cool. Thank you so much, Larry. This has been so much fun. I'll be watching for more. That is terrific. So how is everybody doing while we are together here? How are you guys doing? We did a little promo pop-up earlier at 4 o'clock. We were live at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, and we did a promo teaser for tonight's show with Hollywood legend Larry Henkin. And so many of you, as soon as I came on, I saw everybody coming on, and I'm like, oh my God, this is fantastic. It was great to see everybody earlier in the afternoon. I'll try to do, if I have time during the day, because I balance this show with my professional work in TV and radio. If I have time, I'll try to do some more of those live pop-up earlier in the day promos by Mr. Heckles. From Marcia, good to see you, Marcia. And Danilo, good to see you as well. And Willie, you as well. I hope you're feeling better there in Holland, Willie. And yes, thank you, Larry. Please do come back. Thank you, Larry. And great interview, stories, amazing career. I love the process as well. Good luck with the book. Cheers, more awesome roles. Defying that boat. That's right, exactly. He said, look forward. And that's what he does. Some people like to look forward. That's, I think, why he was blown away when he saw all the memories of his career, as he was always looking forward. So I think it really touched him to see those memories. Really cool stuff. And Linda says he's amazing as well. And Danilo in San Diego. Danilo, I really like those pictures you sent me of those Filipino foods. Remember we were talking about food the other night, and you were sending me those pictures of the Filipino dishes? Those were amazing. Really, really. We're going to have to try some of those. Thanks for all these great comments as well. You guys, fantastic. Francis, good to see you, Francis, as well. Good night, Larry. Ernestine Webb, amazing guest tonight. We have phenomenal guests all week long, all from totally different backgrounds, different careers, all fabulous. So did I. I knew when I was chatting him, when we were doing the pre-prep for the show, I spoke to him over the weekend, try to give him a sense of what this show's about, that it's a warm, friendly, it's professional, that's no nonsense. It's the real deal here. That we're going to welcome you. You can talk for as long as you want. You can emote. You can be authentic. You can be funny. You don't have to change into anything. You just be you. I tell that to all the guests. When you come into Lovety Hall here at the Jim Masters Show Live, the viewers are going to greet you, and they're going to have their fond memories. They're going to welcome you, and I'm going to welcome you. And we're just going to let it roll, and we'll have a good time. And there's no script, no teleprompter, no positioned questions or any of that. Sometimes in my news work, news anchoring and all, there's pre-produced questions and things like that. But then I like to go off script a little bit and really get to the core. So we do that with this show too, especially the nights we have the guests. Amazing show, Mr. Lovety. And thank you very much, Linda. Linda, hey, gang, if you missed it, Linda is our viewer of the week. That's right. Linda continues to be our viewer of the week. So congratulations. She is the viewer of the week all week. We toast to her, to you and you and you and you and you. Absolutely. So how's everybody doing today? You guys doing well? Are you having a good week? I hope you guys are doing okay. We've got a lot of crazy things going on. We're coming to the end of August. Here comes September and the fall. I know Jennifer Barry loves the fall. I do too, because I was born in September, so I'm partial to the fall. I hope things get better for everybody around the world. I really sincerely do. I'm going to say good night, everyone. Good night. God bless. Please stay well. Another amazing guest tonight. Thanks, Jim. You as well, Kathy. I'm going to show you guys some of the folks that are coming up. I want to say hello also to all of the viewers that are watching on Twitch right now. We've included Twitch in the mix. So we're on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and we're going to be adding Periscope as well. So we're going to be really widespread here. Larry is cool. Jen is zen. Willie says, you are my storyteller, for I can sleep. You tell my stories. Well, I hope so with chicken soup. And you're in a nice tucked warm bed, Willie, because I know you haven't been feeling well. You got it, Jennifer and Julie. Thanks for everything you do, Jim. You bring incredible people into my living room. I appreciate that. And you're coming into my home studio as well. It's a cool relationship, huh? We're in each other's lives and each other's homes. And I think it's a cool experience. And then we invite these cool guests in to party with us here on the show. If you missed this episode or you want to see it again, all you have to do is go to YouTube. They're all there. Tell everybody about the show. Share the links. Let's continue to build this. It's our 16th week. I've lost count. I think Willie knows how many. I know 2 weeks ago, I think we did well over 100 shows in a row live, and we're on every night. Twitch is just another, it's another platform. If you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, you're good. It just opens up our show to a whole other Periscope is part of Twitter. I know which one you're talking about, Renee. Is Twitch on Twitter? No. These are funny names, Twitch, right? You know, I'm used to being on channel WXYZ or channel 42911. Now it's Twitch and Itch. If you should go back and watch the episode when I had humorist and stress management expert Loretta LaRoche on. I interviewed her multiple times on public television. She is hilarious. She talks about the craziness of life, and she talks about all these things, the Twitch and Itch and WhatsApp and what's this and whatnot, and, you know, all this social media and all this stuff you got to keep up with. If you go into the archives at Jim Masters TV and scroll back through the episodes to where Loretta LaRoche is on with me, it was hilarious. Plus, if you only knew what she had to go through to try to even get on the show. She didn't have the Google Chrome browser downloaded. She needed to have that downloaded in order for our streaming service to be able to connect to her computer. And, you know, our show didn't start till 10 after 7. And she's like, Madone, what's going on? It was hilarious. I said, boy, if only I could air what you're saying right now, Loretta. She's amazing. And she talks about all this stuff, the Twitch and Twitter and all. She says, oh my God, we got to keep up with all this. Shoot me now, she says. Very dry sense of humor, very funny. But she's a brilliant person too. She's done multiple public television specials. She's written multiple books. She does coaching and all kinds of stuff. And she's honest and true, a stress management expert and a humorist as well. And you've done 74 shows in a row. That is brilliant. That is amazing. I know, Instagram as well. The main one that we're building is YouTube. So I know a lot of you watch on Facebook as well. So Facebook is there. But we're building YouTube, and the YouTube, because that's really like a channel. I mean, it's almost like a television station. It's a channel. So I like YouTube for the show itself, because it's like a channel. It's like a custom created TV station channel. And this is more like a TV show than it is like a stream or just a video. This isn't an edited video, and it isn't just like a stream. We really craft this like you're watching a TV show. And that's because of my TV background. That's how I try to design this. So you're watching like a talk show, an entertainment lifestyle talk show, versus me just coming on. Instagram, you can find me at Jim Masters TV on Instagram, Jim Masters TV on Twitch now, Jim Masters TV on Periscope, which is part of Twitter, Jim Masters TV on Twitter, Jim Masters TV on YouTube, Jim Masters TV on Facebook. Whew. I need more arms just to tell you where the social media platforms are. I like this from Jomegan B. Good to see you. Welcome. Watching on YouTube, which we love. Have you considered bringing on Scott Brick? He's an award-winning narrator of audiobooks, actor, writer, etc. I do a lot of narration too, and audiobooks are fantastic. I love doing that kind of work because you can just really get into the wording. I've done a lot of I haven't done any audiobooks where I was narrating a character, but I have done audiobooks where I was doing scientific terminology for like a technology product or something for a medical journal, where we were telling various stories and various scenarios for like a hospital setting or a critical care unit. And we've gone into the studio and we've done audiobooks for that. That's if you have a contact, the address for our show is jimmasterstv@gmail.com. That is the email address for our show, the Jim Masters Show Live. It is jimmasterstv@gmail.com. So maybe we can have Scott Brick on. That'd be terrific if you want to connect us with him and him with us. You know, what's happening is a lot of people are approaching me directly because they want to come on the show. A lot of the guests are telling each other about the show. And then a lot of other people are just wanting to come on the show as well, which I think is really, really cool. And it's probably why we're booked all the way to the end of October already. We had 3 more people booked today. But I also love when it's just us. We're going to be doing more on location. I know I got to get more of that going. I've been having fun for the past 2 days trying to get the programs reinstalled on my computer that we had to replace the hard drive thanks to the stupid storm that derecho. I want to say Derico. Derecho. Praying for the people in Louisiana and Texas. Looks like Hurricane Laura is going to be pretty intense. They're talking about 110-mile-an-hour winds when it approaches the coast. So praying for the folks in the southern United States from all of us here at the Jim Masters Show, sending lots of levity. I know, reinstalled because the hard drive sort of tanked during that storm. That's too much. Yeah, too many of all the different, the Twitch and all that. If you're on YouTube, you're on Facebook, you're good. Twitch just expands our reach out further to, welcome more folks to the show. Periscope is another one that's part of Twitter, so we'll be able to be seen there as well. So we're going to be seen on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and right now we're on Twitch broadcasting as well as YouTube, as well as Facebook tonight. So hello to everybody watching on Twitch, everybody watching on YouTube, everybody watching on Facebook as well. Yeah, that's right. Be nice to put it on a television network as well. Love to do that. Been thinking about that. Yes. YouTube and Facebook are really good. Even YouTube, because again, YouTube, what I like about YouTube is all the videos are there. Facebook, they're there, but you have to scroll through all the other stuff to find that video, and then you got to scroll through the other posts to find the video. When you go to YouTube, it's like a TV station. Everything is there, so you can see all of the episodes in order. Not only can you see the Jim Masters Show live, all the episodes in order, and watch them and binge or whatever you'd like to do. Masters mantras are there. We're going to add a couple of more Masters mantras, which are shorter inspirational videos that I do that are separate from the Jim Masters Show live. I usually do those on location. And there's some other content that we're adding into the Jim Masters TV channel on YouTube. I brag to everyone how much fun and informative your show is. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Merlin, to all of our friends, our neighbors to the north in beautiful Canada. And I love that. And I've been looking at analytics, and we have quite a good viewership in Canada as well. Of course, United States is the dominance because we're here in the United States, but Canada is like it's United States, then Canada is next for viewership, and then Europe and Australia and the rest of the world, which is cool, and a sprinkling in here and there of Japan and other areas, which I think is wonderful and cool stuff. Yes. Prayers for those in both of the hurricanes and the fires in California. We have smoke in the air here for the past 2 days. You have smoke in the air there. So the smoke is coming. Is that smoke coming from the fires in California? It's coming that far east to you in Iowa, or is that from something else? Is that remnants of the derecho, or you have smoke in the air there, huh? It looks like the hurricane that's Laura, that's going to be heading to New Orleans. Well, New Orleans is going to be just east of it. It's not going to be, again, it could change. These storms have a mind of their own, but having studied weather, I would say from what they said in the latest observations, it's going to go between Louisiana and Texas, right in the middle there. But it's huge and it's getting bigger. They're saying at the time of this show, maybe Category 3. That's rough. And then it's going to go inland and it's going to curve. And there is a possibility it's going to come through, the Carolinas, the Mid-Atlantic, and maybe even come up here to the Northeast by Sunday, I think, the remnants of it. But so you get the smoke from California all the way in Iowa. Wow. The fires in California are unreal. We bless all of our friends and everybody, our viewers that are in California affected by the fires. It's horrific. You do Facebook and YouTube. If Regis was still around hosting, he would not like all this social media. I could just hear him now. Yes, remember when he would always say, "I'm saving the network." He was really one of the best. You have ash in your car as well from the California fires. That's unbelievable. I didn't realize that the smoke carries over that far. Wow, all this is too crazy. Laura Lux hitting, yeah, it looks like it's going to hit as a Category 3 in Louisiana and Texas. The fires in California, prayers for sure. And then you guys had an earthquake in North Carolina. You know what this is? It's not a martini. This is Welch's Light Grape Juice. And it's really good. Nice and cold. I don't know. Ever since all this started, pandemics and everything, I've been really craving like childhood stuff. Grape juice and just different things from childhood, comfort foods. We've had those conversations on this show. A lot of you too. I think you've been craving and consuming a lot of stuff. I mean, we're walking, we're active, we're playing tennis, we're doing all that stuff as well. But normally I wouldn't have the grape juice and stuff like that, but it's really good. It's Welch's Light, sponsored by Welch's. Should get them as a sponsor, right? Really delicious. It's the light one. There's not a lot of sugar in it. Anyway, is this hair getting long or what compared to the guy in our logo there, our show open logo? There he is. We're just letting it grow for the summer, having fun, There's nothing I'm doing right now where I need it short yet. Probably in the fall it'll have to come back in, but it's kind of cool. And we got some more coming in here. Yum. Love Welch's Light. Isn't that good? It's got a great flavor. It doesn't, it's light, but it doesn't taste, sometimes you get grape juice where it doesn't taste so good. It tastes, it's got that aftertaste, that, imitation sugary taste. This doesn't have that. This is really, really, really good. So thumbs up for Welch's Light Grape Juice. I need to get ready for a Zoom meeting. Have a great night, everyone. You too. We're just going to take it for a couple more minutes to wrap it up neatly here. Want to tell you guys, I'll take a look at a couple more comments in a second, but before everybody goes, I do want man bun. I don't know. I was never into those. I don't know. Looks good on some people, but I don't know if I. What do you think? Man bun? Hot dog bun. We had hot dogs tonight. We had 2 hot dogs with mustard and sauerkraut. Again, there's another thing from like childhood, or we had the hot dogs and we were pretending that we're at the ballpark, that we were rooting for our New York Mets, and we were in the stadium, and that we were having a great time, and we were having hot dogs, but we were having them here in the house. They were good. Need to head out. Night. Thanks for a wonderful show. My pleasure. Going to show you guys the amazing guests we have coming up. Boy, do we have some amazing guests coming up. Tomorrow, we have award-winning casting director. He's casted over 60 major feature films. We're going to talk about all of that. This is Jeffrey Passero. He is a legend. He's an actor as well as a director and producer, and he is a major, major casting director, known for casting, again, an extraordinary amount of some of the biggest films. And we're going to be talking about all of that. We're going to have a wonderful time. He's all excited. He sent us some video material, and we have photos. We have a lot of cool things. Jeffrey Passero, he is a legend as well, a fine gentleman, a really great guy. He is here tomorrow night with us. It's going to be fantastic. Then we have more fantastic guests. We have Marlene Angelides, and she is a brilliant singer, voiceover artist as well, actress. She's going to be with us coming up this week as well, and she's all excited. I was just talking to her today. She's going to be with us as well. And then we have a brilliant jazz violinist joining us, She's joining us as well. She's going to be with us. This is Diane Dillon, and she's going to be with us this week as well. She's going to play live. We're very excited about that. She's a brilliant performer. She's award-winning, and she's from Chicago. She's going to be here this week as well. And I also want to let you know that on Saturday, she is a riot. She's not only a brilliant performer and singer. This is Mary Jo Mundy. She is going to be with us on Saturday. We had her scheduled for previous, but we had to move it around. So there was a technical situation. So we scheduled her for this Saturday, and it's going to be fantastic. She's all excited. She's a real spark of energy. She's going to be a lot of fun. She's here this Saturday night on the Jim Masters Show Live. And let's see if we can find the other person that's coming up on Sunday. I think you guys know who's coming up on Sunday. Yes, Neil Byrne. Neil Byrne from Celtic Thunder is here this Sunday exclusively. He's from Celtic Thunder, of course, and from Byrne and Kelly, the duo. There's Ryan Kelly, who was my guest this past Saturday. If you didn't see that episode, it's on YouTube at Jim Masters TV. September 6th, Paul Byram, who is, of course, another fabulous Irish performer, originally with Celtic Thunder. He has a brilliant solo career. He's going to be here as well on September 6th, and then a big show on September 24th, which happens to be my birthday. We just announced this recently, and this is really exciting. What you're looking at on the screen is the Voices of Classic Soul. They are members of the Temptations, the Platters, the Drifters, and the Four Tops. They have asked to come on the show as my guests. So we've been talking, with them and the reps and all. And they said, hey, Jim, do you have a date? When can we come on? So I said, you know what? I don't have anybody scheduled for September 24th. We kept that date open because it's my birthday, and I figured we'd have a nice show, with the viewers, and then maybe friends and family, have a cake, and just whoop it up, right? Well, then I said, hey, maybe we should have them as my guest on that day. So they're coming on. They said, it's your birthday. We want to be here. So the Voices of Classic Soul, these are legends in the music industry. Again, with the Temptations, the Drifters, the Platters, and the Four Tops. You're talking about decades of incredible Motown right there before your eyes and soul music. It's going to be really cool. September 24th, which happens to be my birthday. That's just a little teaser of some of the amazing things that are coming up here on the Jim Masters Show live. And we really, really look forward to all of that. You too as well, Kathleen. Thanks for joining us as well. Linda made country fried steak, homemade gravy, homemade mashed potatoes with veggie medley, homemade light rolls. That sounds delicious. That sounds really good. And Jennifer with comfort food. I love Hawaiian rolls with honey, smoked ham, lunch meat, and a little ketchup. Sounds good. Sounds good. No man bun for Mr. Levity. Night all. Good show. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Marilyn and Wichita. You as well. Good to have you here. We're going to wrap up. It is 9 o'clock. I also want to thank our wonderful friend Steve Joyner for all of his support and all his love and his kind attention as well with our show. We appreciate that very, very much. Great guy. And we thank all of you for joining us. And again, looking forward to all the upcoming guests. That's going to be amazing. We're going to have a good time together, everybody. Yeah, look at that. Really excited about it. We're going to wrap up. This is Jim Masters thanking you. Don't forget to relax, take care, be good to one another, breathe. If you can relax, try your best. I know it's not always easy to relax, and sometimes I got to remind myself to do this as well. So busy all the time, but you relax. You guys take care. And thank you for picking my outfit. I had this on when I did the 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 p.m. Eastern live pop-up promo teaser for tonight's show and our guest Larry Hankin. And I had this on and you guys were like, oh, I love it. I love the color. I love that jacket and everything. So you guys decided what the host wore tonight. Maybe I'll do that regularly. You can pick my clothes. You can pick my wardrobe. I certainly have a lot of clothes. So there's a lot to choose from. Being a TV host, you got to have a lot of stuff. clothes-wise, because I do so many different kinds of projects. All right, there's your star. So as we always say, I'm going to be the host of the show, the producer, the star of the show, Jim Masters Show Live. But I think you guys are the stars as well. You, and you. Thanks for being with us, everybody. It was a great night. We thank once again our amazing guest, Hollywood legend Larry Hankin. He really is something else, and a real hoot, isn't he? Straight from the heart, and just a straight shooter, real authentic kind of guy. And it's nice and refreshing to see that. Fudge Pop, Orange Creamsicle, yeah. Good night, Jim. Merlin, you as well, good night. Mary Bishop, good night. Good night, Mr. Lovety and all the Loveties. Lots of great shows coming up. Looking forward to them. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. We put a lot of hard work and time and effort into the show here. 3 a.m. for you, Willie. You have a good night. You take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Joe Megan B, thanks for another great show. Thank you, Joe Megan B. We appreciate that. Linda, looking forward to all the great guests and all the fun. And we'll try to see if we can do another pop-up afternoon teaser maybe as well tomorrow if we can. Good night, Jim and everyone. I'm looking forward to upcoming shows. Take care. Good night all as well. Enjoy your 10 p.m. podcast conversation interview. Thanks for another superb show. That's right. We have one coming up at 10 p.m. I'm a special guest on another program tonight at 10. Yes, I love that jacket. Good night, Loveties. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Good TV color, right? Sort of brightens up the room here on our expanded set. We've done some recent tweaking to the set. You can see here, there, all around. We are very happy. I think you stumbled on the show Saturday night, right? When we had Ryan, my buddy Ryan on, and I'm glad you did. And hopefully we'll have more of the RKFC fan club. Yeah, I think it's RKFC. Tell them all, hop on over here. We'd love to have them here. We have good times. Neil is here on Sunday, and we'll have a good time with Neil as well. I've known him for a long time, interviewed him many years on television here in America. You have a good night as well, Kathy. It's a blessing to have you here. All right. Take care, everybody. We appreciate you being with us. Thanks for all the time and attention, all the love and support, all the smiles, all the fabulous comments, all the energy, all the passion. We really love it. I notice all of it. I pay attention to all of it, and it drives me forward to keep doing this show every single night for you and for me and for all of us at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And you were here for Sean Kanan as well. Fantastic. Awesome. That's still in the archives, that episode as well. Good night, Willie. You take care. Get some sleep. Take care of yourself there in Holland. Gilligan says good night to everybody as well. Our new cast of character here. Gilligan on the show. We're so happy about this. He says good night too as well. Good night, everybody, from Gilligan. You got to smile, you know? You can't be that serious all the time. Smile and relax. Okay, we're going to go now. We're going to go to sleep. I should do some ASMR. Do you know what that is? That's those videos where people do all that kind of stuff. Good night. Bye. Take care. Be well. Rest easy. Sleep easy. Good night, gang. You're the best. We will see you tomorrow night here on the Jim Masters Show live. This was a blast. Linda loved it so much. She is speechless. She's also our viewer of the week. Congratulations all week long. Linda Odell in St. Augustine, Florida, the Jim Masters Show live. Viewer of the week. We announced, if you missed it, she was designated viewer of the week last night after Joe Finfera was our guest last night. Good stuff. All right, gang, you take care. Thanks for being with us. It was another great show. Good to have you with us. Love having these chats with you guys as well. Good night. Be well. We'll see you tomorrow right here on the Jim Masters Show live. Take care.